Hello friends, how are you? I hope you all are doing great. So let's continue with our discussion on the cost accounting systems, right? So in the last lecture we discussed something about overheads, right? And I told you right this about the overheads, that how to treat the overheads in case of the cost accounting bookkeeping, that how the entries are to be recorded, right? So guys, if you like the videos, do hit the like button, and very importantly subscribe to the channel. That is very important, so that you get all the notifications. And if you want to get the best out of this course, you can go for the handbooks which are available in hard copy from our website, that is www.kscteaching.org, and the soft copy if you want, that can be accessed from our Android mobile app. And one more important course, that is the ICI study material course, that is available in Hindi, and we are coming up with the English version very soon. So you can download the app because we'll send the notifications there, or you can join us on the Telegram. The links are in the video description. Join us on the Telegram group and the channel, where we'll post all the updates regarding all the latest courses or the upcoming courses, right? Now let's continue with the overheads part. So overheads are divided into two parts, incurred and absorbed, right? So basically two entries. One is related to the incurred, actually incurred, and the other one is the absorbed into the 1 unit of finished product. In the absorption, there can be under absorption or over absorption of overhead. So all we have discussed about it, right? And we have already discussed about the journal entries regarding the overheads. In the last lecture, I told you that we'll be doing one question on overheads before we come to the last topic of finished goods, right? So in this lecture, first we'll see this question number 4, right? That is on the overheads, and after that we'll see, if we get some time, we'll try to cover the last part, that is finished goods. Or because I don't want to make very big lectures, and if we by the end of that question, if it feels like the lecture will be extended too much, right, then it might get boring for you people, then we'll keep this for the next lecture. We are in no hurry, sir. The most important thing is the concept should be cleared from the practical point of view also, right, that how the practicals are to be attempted. Let's read question number 4 carefully. This file is available again on our Android mobile app, so you can get it from there. Now, a manufacturing business has a single production department. It absorbs production overheads into cost on the direct labor hour basis, right? So what you are given? You are given the base on which the absorption take place. The production overhead budget for the year ending 31st of March is 8 lakh, and the budgeted direct labor hours are 1 lakh. During the year to 31st of March, the following costs were incurred: direct material 4,20,000, indirect material 40,000, direct labor 7,50,000, indirect labor 3,15,000, indirect expenses 5,05,000. Opening stock of work in progress was 90,000 and closing work in progress was 70,000. The number of labor hours actually worked was 1,10,000 hours. Right? See, the first thing, whenever you get a question like this on the overheads, the first thing that you should do is calculate the overhead absorption rate, right? Write down the steps. The first thing that you should do is calculate the overhead absorption rate. The second thing is calculate the absorbed overheads. Calculate absorbed overheads and write down the actual overheads. Right? Now, the question says you are required to prepare production overhead account. You are required to prepare the WIP account, and you are required to prepare the under over absorbed overheads account, that is the overheads adjustment account. Now remember, in the last lecture I told you about this overhead adjustment account. See this entry, last one, right? The overhead adjustment account to treat the over and under absorption of overheads. I told you that if the question specifically says that you have to prepare the overhead adjustment account, then these two entries will be passed. And if the question is silent as to the preparation of overhead adjustment account, then simply you have to post this entry, no need of overhead adjustment account, right? Now the question that we are going to do in that question, it says, specifically says that you have to prepare the overhead adjustment account, right? So we will treat it accordingly. That means we have to post these two entries regarding the under and over absorption. Clear? Any doubts? So I told you the first thing that you have to calculate is the overhead absorption rate, right? And the second thing that you need to do is calculate the absorbed overheads. Now how to calculate this overhead absorption rate, sir? Let's see. Question number 4. So the first thing that you need to calculate is overhead absorption rate, right? That is budgeted production overheads divided by budgeted labor hours, because the question is specifically given that the absorption is to take place on the basis of total labor hours. So what is the budgeted data that is given to you? The budgeted overheads were 8 lakh rupees and the budgeted labor hours are 1 lakh. So I can say the budgeted production overheads are 8 lakh divided by 1 lakh, that is the budgeted labor hours. So my budgeted overhead absorption rate is rupees 8 per labor hour. Any doubt in this thing? We have already discussed that how to calculate the overhead absorption rate. We discussed about the different methods. Under those methods, one was the total labor hour method. I think it was the 5th method that we discussed, right? So on that basis, it is given that the budgeted production overheads is 8 lakh and the budgeted labor hours are 1 lakh rupees. So we calculated the overhead absorption rate rupees 8 per hour. Now, the second thing that you need to calculate, what? Absorbed overheads. Now for the absorbed overheads, what do you need? You have the absorption rate and this absorption is to take place on the basis of labor hours. So what you need is actual labor hours, because the absorption will be done on the basis of actual data. Rate is calculated on the basis of budgeted data and the absorption will be calculated on the basis of actual data. So actual labor hours multiplied by overhead absorption rate. Any doubt in this thing? What is my actual labor hours? Read the question carefully. The actual number of labor hours worked was 1,10,000. So it is 1,10,000 multiplied by 8. That is 8,80,000. This is my absorbed overheads. This is what? This is my absorbed overheads. Now can you tell me the third thing that we need to calculate? Third thing is actual overheads. What is the third thing? Third thing is actual overheads. Now, how to calculate the actual overheads? Actual overheads will be calculated from this data. What is required for the overheads? Three things: indirect material plus indirect labor plus indirect expenses. All these three things are my overheads, right? So I can write it as sum total of indirect material plus indirect labor plus indirect expenses, right? What is the value of indirect material? It is 40,000, 3,15,000 and 5,05,000. 40,000 plus 3,15,000 plus 5,05,000. Now you have to total this, sir. Sir, what is going to be the total of this? Let's do it. 40,000 plus 3,15,000 plus 5,05,000. So this comes to 8,60,000. Now you have got a very important information here. What is my absorbed overheads? Absorbed overheads is 8,80,000, whereas my actual overheads are 8,60,000. 60,000. Now in this case, whether it is an over absorption or under absorption, quickly, this is a case of over absorption where the absorbed overheads are more than the actual overheads. So I can write it as over absorbed overheads. Over absorbed overheads, that is 8,80,000 minus 8,60,000. So 20,000 are my over absorbed overheads. Any doubt in this point? Up till this point? No? Simple, right? Sir, we'll go very slow because it is very important to understand that how the practicals are to be attempted in the examination, right? So I'll go slow with the practicals. Don't worry about it. I'm not going in a very hush thing, because then people won't be able to understand. Now let's start with the preparation. Now he has asked us to prepare 3 accounts, that is the production overhead account, WIP account, and the overhead adjustment account. So what I have done is I have prepared the formats here, right? So the first is I will write production overhead account, right? Then we have the second is WIP control account, and the third one that we have is overhead adjustment account. Overhead adjustment account, right, sir? Now let's see what is the information given to us. I think first we can give the effect to the production overhead. What is going to be the effect? The first is the actual overheads incurred, that is 8,60,000. What is the journal entry for that? Just tell me that first. What is the journal entry for the actual overheads incurred, sir? Can you tell me what is the entry for the actual overheads incurred? Now these overheads are divided into 3 parts. One is material, the other is labor, and third one is the expenses. So what I will take is, in case of material, right, I will write 2 SLC. In case of this, I will write 2 SLC, right, regarding the material part, that is 40,000. Right, then I will write 2 wages control for the wages part, that is 3,15,000, and for the indirect expenses I'll write it as GLA. Clear? 5,05,000. Sir, can we take all of the production overheads to GLA directly? Yes, you can take that also. No issues. Right? Why I have taken SLC? Because see, whenever the indirect material, it is given as indirect material. Read the question carefully. It says indirect material 40,000. That means indirect material has been issued to production. What is the entry for that? When I say that indirect material is being issued to production, what is the journal entry for that? We have already discussed. You can check in your books. That is factory overheads control account debit to SLC account. Why? Because my store's ledger will reduce. So I have to write it as SLC. Clear? So this is the right way of doing it. Now, so this is the actually incurred part. This is the overheads actually incurred. Now the second thing, can you tell me what is the overheads absorbed? Sir, overheads absorbed, can you tell me that? Sir, can you tell me the overheads absorbed? Yes, sir, we have calculated that. How much? 8,80,000. So what is the journal entry for the absorption of overheads? That is WIP account debit to production overheads control account. You should keep your notebooks, or you should keep your handbooks with you. Right? What is the entry for absorption of production overheads? That is WIP ledger control account debit to production overhead. So that means I can write it here as, by WIP, how much? 8,80,000. Right? Now the difference, where will the difference go, sir? This total 40 plus 315 plus 505. Now this total is sir 8,60,000. What is the 20,000 difference? That is over absorption of overheads. Now where do I take the over absorption of overheads? What will be the journal entry for over absorption? Sir, the normal journal entry will be, see, where it is here. This is for under absorption, costing P&L to factory overheads control account. If it is a case of over absorption, the entry will be reversed. That is factory overheads to costing P&L, right? So I can write here to costing P&L. I can write here to costing profit and loss account 20,000, right? Now this is a perfect account in the normal case, but where the question specifically says that you have to prepare the overhead adjustment account, in that case you cannot take the costing P&L here. In that case, what you have to take is, you have to take overhead adjustment account, right? So this account is 8,80,000 and 8,80,000. This account is closed. Nothing else to be done. Anything else to be done, sir? No. Right? Now, the second account is WIP control account. Read the question carefully. Is there anything given to the work in progress? Sir, the opening stock is given as 90,000, opening stock of 90,000 and the closing balance of 70,000. WIP will always have a debit balance, right? It will have a debit balance and not a credit balance, sir. Because we are going to get something out of that WIP. We are going to convert the WIP into finished good. So this is going to be our debit balance. So it is an opening balance of 90 and closing balance of 70. So how to write it? Let's see how to write it, sir. To opening balance 90,000, right? And here I will write to closing balance, to balance carried down, or closing balance 70,000, right? Now what is the next entry that will come from here? Okay, I'll rub this part. Okay, now an entry will come from the production overheads control account. By WIP you will take the entry to here. Any doubts? So the entry will be to production overhead control account, 8,80,000. Done. Next. Now read the question carefully. Anything else to be done in the WIP? Sir, direct material, direct labor. So we have done the treatment. Just go through the question. We have done the treatment of this part. Of this part is done. Any issues? This overheads part is done. Any issues? Work in progress and labor has done. Any issues? Now what is left, sir? We are left with two things for which we have not done the treatment yet. One is direct material and other one is direct labor. Now what is meant by cost incurred on direct material? Sir, this means the direct material was procured and it was used. The cost incurred means direct material was procured. What is the journal entry for procurement of material? SLC to GLA. But in this question, they haven't asked us to prepare the SLC and GLA account, and the cost incurred means the cost incurred in the production process. That means this much of material was issued to WIP. What is the entry for direct material issue? And what is the entry for direct labor cost incurred? What is the entry for that? Sir, when the direct material is issued to production, the entry is WIP to SLC. Any doubt? Right? So I can write here to, one second. I can write here to SLC account. How much? 4,20,000. Sir, what about the wages? He says the direct labor of 7,50,000. 7,50,000. Now, if in the normal course, if you think about it, right, in the normal course, what we do? We say wages incurred. First entry is wages incurred. What is the entry for wages incurred? You will write wages control to GLA 7,50,000. Now when you have to this direct wages will be taken to WIP account. The entry will be WIP account debit to wages account, because this figure is directly identified in 1 unit, and I told you 1 unit is WIP. 7,50,000, 7,50,000, right? So in the WIP account, what will I take? In the WIP account, I can write here to wages control account, to wages control, that is 7,50,000. Any doubts? Anything else to be taken, sir? We have treated the direct material now and direct labor also. We have done the treatment for these two also. Anything else to be done in the question? No? I think we are done with this. Right? Nothing else to be done. Now, how to close this account? Now, the total of this side is 21 lakh. Sorry. Total is 21,40,000. Now, sir, on this side, we have only 70,000. What is the remaining balance? The remaining balance means that we have converted WIP to finished goods. Right? Obviously, sir, we have the opening balance. We incurred some more expenses which were absorbed in the WIP. We have closing balance of 70,000. What does it mean? The remaining has been converted from WIP to finished goods, and here we'll write by finished goods. We'll discuss this again when we'll discuss about the finished goods, right? So by finished goods control account, that is 20,70,000. Sir, very simple. I have an opening balance of WIP of 90,000, right? Plus I incurred some more expenses which were identified in 1 unit, right? That was to the tune of 20,50,000, right? Because I'll add 90,000 to 21,40,000, 20,50,000 or whatever it is, right? Right. Then this is my total WIP. This is my total WIP. Now at the end, when I checked my closing balance, it was only 70,000. Now if the WIP has reduced, that means we have converted the WIP into finished goods. Only then my WIP will come down, right? Because I have converted the WIP into finished goods. Clear? So this is about the WIP control account. Any doubts in these two accounts? Right? Production overheads, always remember, sir, you just have to take 3 entries. One is for the overheads incurred, the second is for the overheads absorbed, and the third one is for the under and over absorption. And if the in the question opening and closing balances are given, that you have to take, right? Now the last account is overhead adjustment account. Now here we have taken the overhead adjustment, right? Here we have taken overhead adjustment. That means this overhead adjustment will go here. Now if we talk about the overhead adjustment account, I will write by production overheads control account. How much? 20,000, and it will be transferred to costing P&L account, costing profit and loss account, 20,000. Now I told you in the last lecture also, one exam tip that I gave you, that in case of cost accounting books, 99.9% times it will not be specified in the question that whether the under absorption or over absorption is due to normal reason, abnormal reason, or whatever, right? So what you have to do is you have to either take it as abnormal and transfer it to costing P&L, or what you have to do is you have to carry forward it to the next year. Carry forward is done only in case if you have the opening balance, right? That if you have the opening balance in the overhead, in this overhead control account, only then carry forward it to the next year. Because if you have the opening balance, that shows that you are following this trend of carry forwarding the over and under absorption, right? If there is no opening balance given, then take it as abnormal and take it to the costing P&L and close the question. That is the best thing, right? I hope you are able to understand what I am saying. I am again repeating that in the question, in cost accounting records question, you will not be given that whether the under or over absorption is due to abnormal reason, normal reason, or whatever, right? If the question is silent, you can either take it as abnormal and transfer it to costing P&L, or take it as carry forward to next year, right? We'll do the questions. Like here we have taken it to costing P&L on the assumption that the this under and over absorption is on abnormal basis, right? Why it is transferred to costing P&L? On the assumption that over and under absorption, is due to abnormal reasons, right? Is due to abnormal reasons. We'll discuss the question where we'll be carry forwarding it to the next year, right? I will again discuss with you there. I hope this much is clear. Any doubts? Just go through this question once thoroughly. Go through with the solution thoroughly, that how we are doing the solution, right? In which pattern we are doing it and how to proceed with it. Try to attempt this question on your own. Now that you have listened to the lecture, try to attempt this question on your own. That will give you a better clarity of the things, right? Wherever you are stuck up, listen to it again, that why you are stuck up there. Listen to it again. That will give you the best clarity and you will never forget the things in the examination, right? So now we are done with the overheads part for once, right? And I told you that if at the end of the lecture we think that the lecture will be extended, we'll not discuss the finished goods, and that's what have happened, right? In the next lecture, I will discuss with you about the finished goods, right? That what are the various journal entries related to finished goods, and I will discuss with you about the preparation of accounts, that in which order normally the accounts are to be prepared. Then we will move on to the remaining practical part, that is question number 5. It is a good question, right, covering many accounts, 8 accounts basically. Then question number 6, again a comprehensive question, right, in which we have to prepare at least 4 accounts. Reconciliation will do it in the next lecture. Then question number 7 is again very good, right? This kind of questions have been asked in the examination, right? It is there in your ICI study mat also. So this question number 7 is very good, that I have to discuss with you, right? I guess 2 to 3 lectures more on cost accounting records, and then we are going good to go with the winding up of this chapter and moving on to the next one, right? So see you guys in the next lecture. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy, keep studying hard. All the best. Thank you so much.